From Connecticut's news leader, this is NBC Connecticut Today at 11.
All right, Darren. Well, Facebook isn't just for fun and games. It also changes lives, from personal triumphs to political coups. Facebook Fairy Tales highlights an intriguing range of modern-day miracles, and it's all thanks to social networking. Here's author Emily Liebert. Emily, thanks for joining me.
Thanks so much for having me.
So we have to talk about this book. First of all, I love the idea behind it. So I'm wondering, were you on Facebook, then you started seeing a pattern, and then you decided to write the book, or how did it originate?
I was on Facebook like the hundreds of millions of other people in the world, like everybody in the world. And I just sort of started conceptually thinking that with all of these hundreds of millions of connections, there must be some amazing stories coming from it. And I was a writer, fortunately, and I went to my agent and I said, you know, I know I've just written this novel, but I have this random idea for a nonfiction book. And she said, I love it, it's timely, you better see that these stories exist, which they did, and pitch it. And the book sold immediately.
How did you seek out these stories? Did you contact them or send them a private message? And then you had to interview them, I'm sure. How did that work?
Oh, yeah. I mean, first I started in the very basic way by posting a query to my own Facebook wall, which, you know, seems obvious, but it, you know, it generated a lot of stories. And then I went to Facebook, the company, and I said, hey, I'm looking to write this book. And they said, great, we have thousands of stories that users write to us, and we would be happy to support the book and share them with you.
I'm sure they're willing to share them with you. This is a wonderful promotion for Facebook. It's heartwarming. What are some of the stories?
Some of the stories, you know, one story that I think is just so touching is a story called Waiting for a Baby. And it's about a couple, Seth and Melissa Edlovich, who had been really struggling with getting pregnant. They'd tried various rounds of in vitro fertilization. They, you know, had had a very tragic stillbirth of twins. And when you want to start a family, you want to start a family now. So they decided to adopt, and were very daunted by the fact that it could take years and cost $50,000. They posted a JPEG flyer about themselves to Facebook, and through the viral connectivity on Facebook, 2.5 months later, took home a beautiful, healthy baby boy.
Ah, that makes me want to cry. I love that story.
To me, it just really demonstrates the power of social networking.
And why do you think that people reach out to one another, sometimes reach out to total, complete strangers? Why do you think they do that?
I think there's a comfort level on Facebook that is different than the telephone or even direct email. And for the foreword to the book, I actually interviewed the founder and CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, and I asked him that very question. And he said that he thinks that Facebook is very human. Unlike some of the other social networking sites, you're not seeing an avatar, you're seeing an actual photo of someone, you're connecting to them, you're seeing their family photos, their kids' birthday parties. And, you know, you're really being let into their lives, and I think that gives people this comfort level to reach out to each other and say, hey, I'm gonna help you for no other reason than that we're quote-unquote friends.
Our morning show, we have a Facebook page, NBC Connecticut Today, and oftentimes we ask our viewers, comment on this, or does anybody know someone who blank, blank, blank? We get so many responses, and instantaneously.
Exactly. People are always connected.
So what's next for you? I mean, this book just came out, but I'm sure they're probably wanting a follow-up to the first book.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is really kind of going to become a series, Facebook Fairy Tales now. It's going to be Facebook Fairy Tales for the young adult, Facebook Fairy Tales for the romantic, for the business owner. You know, the possibilities are endless, and there's also a TV series, a reality TV series in development now based on the book.
You hit a gold mine.
I hope
That's
so.
wonderful.
From your mouth.
She did. Thank you so much. And let people know about the book. Again, the book is called Facebook Fairy Tales. You can learn more about it at our Facebook page, NBC Connecticut Today. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Still to come at 11:30, controversy at one of the nation's most sacred spots. We're talking about Arlington National Cemetery.